Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you how I go from this to a nice glam look. So the first thing I want to talk about really quickly and get it out of the way, although it should be pretty apparent because my hair is super long if you guys have been with me, I do have on some Irresistible Me hair extensions. This video is not sponsored. They did send these to me, however, to try out and do a video about and give you my opinion. So this is my first time really wearing them. Like, I've played with them, put them in for a little bit, but I've had these on for a little while and I did kind of just loosely style them in, and I think they look pretty good. You can still see a little bit of where my true hair is ending, but they blend really easily. Back out a little bit so you guys can really see the length, and obviously you can see if I pull it apart where my hair is ending, but for the most part they blend really naturally. I'm really impressed with the quality. This feels so natural in my hair, apart from getting used to the weight and obviously the length, of course. Apart from that, they feel so nice. It is Remy hair extensions that I have. The color blends really naturally with my underneath color. I just have like these few little natural highlights and left over from a balayage, so you can see a little bit of color there, but it's not so bad that you would like blatantly say, ooh, she's got on hair extensions. But I really like them. They feel amazing. I didn't even use all of the clips, and you can see like all this volume and length that I have. It's crazy for me because I'm so used to my hair being so fine and kind of like lifeless, but they're really nice. Highly recommend. I will link them down below if you do want to check them out. But that's my hair extensions. So let's put this up and then get glam. Now that I've got all of that hair out of the way, let's go on to some makeup. I do have a band-aid if you guys see that, and yes, it's a Christmas band-aid. It's literally the only one I had. I was moving like a little table and got a huge splinter like the size of a tree in my hand, so that's what that is. And if you are a regular subscriber, you probably noticed I have no more retainer and it looks so much better, so thank you for everybody hating on that and getting that taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and start off with some primer. I'm going to use the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I love this one. It is a mineral, so I do think that this works with both matte and more hydrating foundations. I think it's a good kind of like one and done. I think it's a good one for almost any foundation. So I'm going to smooth a little bit of that on. Before I go on the foundation, I'm going to use a little bit of the CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion. Now we're all ready for foundation. I'm going to go in with my new favorite foundation, that is the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I have mine in the shade Mont Blanc, and I just have to say this foundation is so beautiful. I was afraid of it being a little too radiant and becoming oily, but honestly I was less oily than I am with even matte foundations, because I usually just get a little shiny on my nose, sometimes whole T-zone, but usually just right in the nose area. And this one, the shine was very minimal, and I wore this for like 11 hours straight and it stayed beautiful the entire time. I mix a little bit of two concealers, the Laura Mercier and Tarte Shape Tape. I'd love to use this one on its own, but it is a little bit dark, so I'm going to use mostly this and then just a little dot of the Shape Tape to lighten it up. I use a little Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Under Eye Powder and just lightly dab it under there. I am using a sponge, but I'm using it very lightly. You don't need much of this powder. For the rest of my face, I'm using RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm going to take my sponge for a couple of areas and let it bake just a little bit. My chin. And honestly, I think this foundation you'd be fine without doing this, but my nose always gets shiny, so I'm just going to bake it just a little bit, and as well as right in my forehead. Then I'm going to take this Real Techniques 306 Kabuki, dab just a little bit, and I'm going to tap it off. And it only left that baking for a few seconds. I think all the white in my camera is making everything look crazy, so I'm going to go ahead and bronze a little bit. I'm using Tarte Park Avenue Princess for my bronzer, and I'm actually going to go in with that same Kabuki brush, and I'm going to start with my forehead. What a difference this will make. I know some people will do bronzer after contour. This is just my personal preference. But you know, makeup has no rules. You gotta do what works for you. I probably look like some sort of alien creature, so I'm going to go ahead and do some brows. I am first going to use the Precisely My Brow Pencil. I'm going to sketch out the shape a little bit before I do anything else. I'm going to take the Benefit Foolproof Brow Powder, also in number 3, if I didn't say that before about my pencil. And I'm going to start with the lighter shade, which is this larger piece here. I actually really love this powder. I don't use a lot of brow powders, but this one I really like. And now I'm just going to dip into the darker shade to fill in the tail of my brow. One of the most fun things is this little applicator. You pull it out and you've got a little spoolie. This is perfect to travel with too. It's literally the quickest brow I've ever done. And then I see a little bit at the top where I want to just kind of perfect my arch. I've got the major part of it done. Now I'm just going to fill in the front. Alright, brows are done. So we've got a nice little base going on. I think we should go ahead and jump into some eyes. So first I'm going to prime with the Makeup Forever Step 1 base for eye and lips. There you go. There's that. Let's jump in. I'm going to just douse a little bit onto my ring finger here. Okay. I like to just kind of spread it between the two fingers, warm it up a little bit, and then smooth it on. I just ordered the BH Cosmetics Glam Reflection Palette in Gilded. I saw this in an unboxing and thought I had to have it. Oh, look at me on the side. Oh, but it is so shiny, so gold. It is very gilded. But what really caught my eye are all of these beautiful colors. I just thought it was going to be a lovely palette to play with. So let's go ahead and jump into that. I'm going to take this light shade and kind of go all over the lid and pretty much set everything. That was a pretty nice match to just my skin tone. So it's pretty light. And I'm going to make sure that that primer is nice and set and create a nice base for everything else. And I'm going to take this like light orangish color and go ahead and go into my crease. Okay, showing up pretty gold. I did both of these shades with the Morphe E27 brush, one of my favorites. That's looking nice and bright. This muted brown I'm going to take lower into my crease and really carve that out. So we kind of use that gold as a more of a transition shade. Palette is blending beautifully. If you're looking for an inexpensive palette that is gorgeous, hit it up, baby, hit it up. That shade was with E13 from Morphe. And now I'm going to take the Morphe E17. This is going to be my shade I'm going to place in the outer corner. Ooh, so pigmented. And I went ahead and dragged that across a little bit too. I'm cutting into my crease just a little bit. I'm actually mixing my eye primer with the La Mercier concealer. That's what I've been doing lately, and with my lids it just tends to work a little bit better. If you guys have tried it out, let me know if that's working for you. I'm going to pick up this champagne shade right here to tap over that. She is shining. This shade doesn't look that popping in the pan, but man, when you put it on. So literally what I did was take this little tiny like pen size of my primer, a little swipe of concealer, and I'm using a little Wet n Wild brush and mixing them together. I feel like it just gets really nice and tacky, but it also kind of cancels out the color nicely as well. I'm going to kind of mix the two browns that I've used together, just a little dab of each. Dust that off and then make sure that this is blended. I'm going to take that same lighter brown and go under my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take this shade right here, which is like a really, really light, soft gold. I think it's going to be popping though, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner. Alright, I'm going to pop on a little Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara. Alright, eyes are finished. It's time to get some color on this face. Today I'm going to use my Lunatics Cosmetics Contour Palette. This is the Volume 1 of my absolute favorites. I like to mix a little bit of gray with this lightest contour shade and just kind of get a little edge going. Gotta get a little shape in this face. Doing the same color mixture and gonna get a little bit more definition on the forehead. And for blush, I'm gonna use this vintage little blush duo. I'm gonna go in with this softer shade right here. And this one's really pigmented, so I'm just lightly tapping on. This goes a long way. And then since I'm doing a little warmer look, I'm gonna go over that with the brush that I bronzed with. And because this bronzer is a little bit more luminous too, it gives a light little glow to the cheeks. And then you still get that little pop of pink underneath. And one of my favorite things to do is take the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, and I'm going to use that same brush, multitasking, and kind of swirl and soften my cheeks. I don't like heavy blush, and this just gives you a really nice kind of airbrush finish. And for some highlight, I'm going to take the MAC Whisper of Guilt Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is the little holiday package. So gorgeous, and it looks almost brand new because I've barely used it, like holding on for dear life. So I'm going to take my MAC 133 brush and I'll lightly dip into that. And of course down the nose, little cupid's bow. My favorite thing to do lately is to highlight my nose first and then do a bit of contouring. We are certainly looking glowy. I'm going to go ahead and set everything with the CoverGirl Look Lock Up Setting Spray. This one's so refreshing. I think I got you guys a little bit. For lips, I'm going to start with the Smashbox Always Sharp Lip Liner in the shade Crimson. We're going to go red on the lips. I haven't been wearing a lot of reds. I've been wearing a lot of nudes and pinks and like mauve shades, but reds have not been my go-to lately. So let's pop on some red. And then I'm going to put on ColourPop Ultra Satin Lip in London Fog. I hope you guys enjoyed getting glam with me. If you did like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. And also don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be notified every time I upload a video. And it would just make me so happy to have you here in my little YouTube family. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!